Hello, I'm Monica Price and welcome to Cuppa TV. On today's show, I'm joined again by Barton, Director of Birmingham Pride, who's come to give us the latest news on Birmingham's biggest event this month. I'm also joined by a young talented singer-songwriter who's here in the studio to sing his new single release, Tell Me. We're joined by Davies. My first guest is a man that's joined me already on the sofa because we came to talk about his work and dedication to Birmingham Pride. We welcome back Barton. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Morning.
Giving us all the latest gossip and what's going on with your preparations for the Pride. So
Yes.
How's it going?
It's going really well. I'm really excited. I've got to contain my excitement. We're over 40% up at the moment on ticket sales, which is remarkable. There's so much to tell you. I'm buzzing today.
I mean, 40%, that's great, Lawrence, isn't it?
It's phenomenal.
I mean, is that the best year that you've had?
Touch wood. Yes, yes, it will be. It's the best lineup, and we've added to it.
Oh.
We've got this.
We've got
this new girl band called Mo.
Yes.
That I understand are going to. They should become number one.
Fantastic.
And we've also got who are those gorgeous boys?
Oh,
There's 8 of them.
Stereo. Is it Stereo Kicks?
Those are the ones.
Stereo Kicks from X Factor. That's it.
Correct.
Oh, you've got those.
We have, yes. So
great.
It's going really well, and just touch wood. 18 days to go.
18 days. I mean, when I spoke to you, we were talking about the actual preparation, but
yes.
There's so much, and you've also got the boy band Exposure, who were on
yes.
this year on Cuppa
Who
TV.
Are also gorgeous.
Yes,
and very talented, to be fair.
Which is great, though, isn't it? So you've got a real mix, though, Lawrence, haven't you, this year?
I think it's catering for the whole community. There's people, the legendary Jimmy Somerville and Heather Small. So I know who those people are.
Yes, I do as well.
And then an array of artists, over 100 in fact, over the 2 days. And I think that it's fair to say that there's something there for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy Somerville, I know Jimmy Somerville, but some of our younger viewers may not even know him. I mean, he's a legend in his own right, isn't he?
He's made some iconic music, and the hits. Well, he's got a proven track record. I'm very excited. I've never seen him in person, actually.
No.
So, but it's going really well at the moment. I've just got to contain my excitement.
So all what goes on behind the scenes, Lawrence. I mean, tell us just a little bit about that. I mean, the preparation must be enormous.
In truth, it's a mammoth task, and it's really testament to all of the volunteers and the community that works so very hard. If you just take, for example, the parade that will leave Victoria Square at 12 o'clock on the 23rd of May, there's over what we call 50 entries. So those will be a mixture of floats and walking groups from all different organisations. And there's a real cross-section. I just want the sun.
Yes.
We just need the sunshine just for one day.
We had a little bit of rain last year.
We did.
Yeah, we need some sun this year. But I mean, the parade is really important. I mean, because that really kicks off the Pride, doesn't it? So is that important part for you?
It's visually for the whole community and the people that are shopping, all of the families. Visually, it's really actually there's a humanitarian message. There's a celebration message. And it allows people to see what we're about. And we're there to really enjoy our festival, have a good time, celebrate and share. That's what it's about.
And isn't that lovely? And who's going to be on the parade? Do we know?
Oh, gosh.
There's so many.
There's too many to mention.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to single out. But
yes.
It's what's encouraging is that public organisation, lost my thread
no,
there.
That's okay. Just that public organisations have helped, presumably, put the parade together.
Well, people like the police and the fire service will attend the festival, you see, and they're proud to be a part of our festival, which is encouraging to say the least. So
it's going to be wonderful. And you've got all the people that work with you to
yes.
get all this in place. How many have you got? How many people work behind the scenes? Do you know?
To be honest, the Pride team is a small team, but then there's KP who looks after the volunteers. And there's probably about 25 of those that all work for free. We feed them,
yes.
and we truly appreciate their contribution.
Yes. Yeah.
But then all of the business owners in the area, from the bars and stuff, all make an extraordinary effort to make sure that it's a success.
And it's a lovely testament, I think, to you and the team that people do want to get involved and they're willing to give up their time, because everybody's busy.
Yes.
You know, I know it's a fantastic lineup, but still people are very busy. But everyone I've spoken to just seems to want to be involved this year.
I think so. Birmingham Pride is not about me, and it's not about the organisers. I think I'd like to really stress that point. It's about the community, it's about everybody that visits, it's about everybody that buys a ticket and supports the festival and enjoys the festival. It's not about me.
So you've got really good lines up for the Saturday and the Sunday.
Yes.
Would you say, you know, you've kind of spread them out? I mean, I've seen the lineup, and people can go on the website obviously and look at what's on.
Yes.
But did you do that deliberately? Kind of just spread the acts out to really cater for all ages and whatever they wanted to go and see?
Absolutely. Well, we've got headlining on the Saturday, we've got Example. Headlining on the Sunday, we've got, who is it?
You've got Jess Glynn.
Jess Glynn, that's the one. Too many things to remember.
You've got so much going on, I don't know. But again, but you've got so many things, though, to remember. I mean, it must just be, your head must be just crammed with things at the moment.
It is, it's quite full.
Which is again,
but
though,
in a good way.
Okay, I was going to say in a good way for you. And you've got some other free events, haven't you, that you've put together?
We have.
In the community. Tell us about that.
Well, following the cutbacks from the council, they've cut back our funds by the tune of £45,000, and what they used to fund were the community aspects of the festival. So they would fund the parade and the village community green that we previously had. We've still felt, even though the cuts were imposed on us, that we wanted to do something that was free, so it was accessible for people. So the LGBT Centre, we've given them a bit of sponsorship to allow them to put on events over the weekend.
Oh, that's great.
And it just means that then, because they're not in the licensed area, people can access that and they don't have to pay, you see.
So that's good. So again, you're really catering for everyone.
I think, well, we're doing our best,
yes. That's it. And tell it, people who haven't been before, whereabouts is it actually located?
We've got, the gay village is based within what's called Southside. So it's all the streets around, there's Lower Essex Street, Hurst Street, Kent Street, Goot Street. I'm not going to remember all these streets,
don't
Monica.
Worry. But it's in that area.
It is.
I'm thinking people who are watching that are coming into the area to come to the, to the Pride.
Yes.
You know, we talk about it, but they might not know exactly where it is. So, but it's a lovely area of Birmingham, though, isn't it?
It's really developing. 5 minutes from New Street Station, and we've been there for almost 20 years and seen it go from being what you would describe as a backstreet destination to being a destination. Where you would choose to go.
And if your biggest worry for it, Lawrence, I mean, you must worry about it all the time because obviously you take so much pride in it.
I do.
But is there something that,
People safety. The event has to be safe. And that was one of the reasons why we wanted to charge for the event, so that we put additional security on. I mean, we spend over £50,000 on security. It's of paramount importance. So that's my one concern.
Yeah, so just making sure everybody's safe. Again, particularly for families, because there'll be families coming.
Children.
Children. Yeah. So it's all, there's a whole mix of people that will be attending this year.
Completely.
And, and there's so many different things going on. And you've got lots of little things. We've got the headlining, but there's loads of other little things going on, isn't there?
Absolutely.
You've got so much going on there.
Well, there's alternative entertainment. If you like cabaret, for example, and you like to see drag queens perform, we've got a cabaret marquee that holds a few thousand people. It's dressed with pink carpet, chandeliers, great sound system. There's a fun fair. There's a dance marquee that holds about 6,000 people with Becky Hill. Yes, Becky Hill. So there really is something for everybody. And the street party.
Yes.
Oh
yeah, tell us about the street
atmosphere.
party. Does that go on all over the weekend?
You've got food concessions selling noodles, fish and chips, burgers, all different types of food. And yes, it goes from 11 o'clock. No, the gates open at 11 a.m. on Saturday. They go through till 12 o'clock on the street, and the same on Sunday.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
So again, all we need now is the weather, really. Don't we?
If it rains,
Yes.
it rains. We'll still be
This is
there.
it, exactly. Yes.
Shaking our flags.
Exactly. So the parade, just to go back to the parade, Lawrence, so it starts at Victoria Square.
Yes.
And where does it finish up? Where does it
In
end?
the gay village.
So it actually comes all the way through.
Weaves its way through. Highest profile route. It took a few years to negotiate. Have to say Mike Whitby,
Yes.
the former leader of the council,
Yes.
was very, very supportive.
Yeah.
It was through the work with Mike and his colleagues and Joan DeRose, the head of events, that we were able to get that route.
I mean, Birmingham's a
that.
busy city. To get that route to come all the way through, I mean, people who don't know,
Yes.
that's a very difficult thing to stop Birmingham just for that route, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's going to be great.
Yes.
Lawrence, thank you so much for
Thanks,
coming on the
Monica.
show and
Thank
joining
you
us
very
today.
much indeed.
And I wish you all the best, and come back and tell us about it after it's all finished.
Thank you.
If you're not too exhausted. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break now, but come back again and join us in just a minute, where we'll be joined by Tom Davies, who's come to perform in the studio his new single. Welcome back to Cuppa TV. My next guest is Tom Davies, a 16-year-old singer-songwriter from the West Midlands who spent the last 4 years pursuing his passion for music. Tom, welcome to Cuppa TV.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Wonderful to see you. So before you play your lovely song, Tom, let's start. And I mean, you're very young, so you've been gigging for 4 years. Is that right?
Yeah, I did my first gig in a snooker bar when I was 12 years old, and it was the most terrifying experience of my life. But yeah, it was a memorable one.
I should imagine it was. And what did you sing? Did you sing a cover, or was it something you'd written?
Well, I remember doing. I remember being told to do 5 songs, and I don't remember the first 4, but it was really busy in there towards the end. And I remember I was thinking, oh, I don't know what song to do. I wasn't prepared at that point. I didn't have set lists and things. And I remember thinking, oh, I'll do Wonderwall by Oasis. And all of a sudden, the place just erupted.
Really?
And I went home that night and I just said to my mum, this is what I want to do. I just knew that singing and playing is what I had
And
to
when
do.
did you learn to play the guitar?
I started playing when I was about 8 or 9 years old because my dad took me to see U2, and I remember being in the car on the way home and saying, I really want to just learn how to play guitar now, and that's how it started.
Fantastic.
Really.
And have you got brothers and sisters that?
Yeah, I've got one little brother called Ben.
Lovely.
He's 12.
And is they musical as well?
No, I'm the only musical one in my family.
Are you?
Everyone's about different things. I'm the musician.
But they're very supportive of what you're doing.
My dad and mum drive me up and down the country every single weekend to gigs. So
I mean,
that's
where do you go, Tom? I mean,
all
over?
It's all over the place. Last weekend, I was in Worcester twice. I was in Stoke. I've been to London, Manchester, Edinburgh. Just gig everywhere, all over the place. Really.
and do you enjoy doing that?
Yeah, it's special when you've got a really good gig, when you're playing for a few hundred or 1,000 people or whatever, and it's just something about it. You can't get that buzz anywhere else. It's incredible.
And presumably you're building up your fan base as well, aren't you, by doing that?
Well, yeah. Sometimes you'll do a gig and it might be a bit quiet, and you sort of get a bit disheartened, and then you'll play a gig, maybe supporting a band or a festival, and it's about communicating with people. You can't expect people to want to come to you. You've got to take down their email address, add them on Facebook, send them free music, and you've got to sort of build up this sort of community of people that enjoy your music.
And do you think the music industry's changed, Tom?
Yeah, it's a really difficult thing because it's so flooded with everyone that wants to do it. Like if you go on YouTube and type in acoustic covers, you'll get thousands of pages of music, but a lot of it is also based on image nowadays as well. Which is also quite a difficult thing to do because sometimes a record label or a scout might not even be looking for a certain sound. They might be looking for a certain image that they can market, and it can be a difficult thing to be with.
So it's quite difficult then as a young musician setting out, because you are only young and you've got to incorporate obviously your schooling as well with that. How do you get that balance?
A lot of it is revising in the car to shows and doing homework early in the morning and balancing your day around, but luckily it's not too bad yet because it hasn't really gotten to a mental stage yet. It's sort of just quite calm where I can do my gigs and my schoolwork.
And your main focus is to become a singer, a professional singer?
Hopefully, yeah.
That's what you'd like to do.
You look at examples like Jake Bugg, Ed Sheeran, James Bay. they're just setting the world on fire with a guitar, and that's what I want to try and do. Just try and put my music to
And
anyone.
how would you describe your music?
I'd say I take it back to sort of the ages of Paul Weller, Noel Gallagher, Morrissey with my lyrics and things. I don't just write love songs and pop songs. I like to write about things that have happened to me, things going on in the world. Like, a song to me is you writing about something that's personal. I can't just sit down and write a song. One of my songs I wrote on the bus on the way home from school. One of my songs was written about my uncle when he was going through a difficult time. I've written them about friends, myself, things you go through. Like, it's just...
So just what, or everyday occurrences almost, and that's where you get your inspiration from.
Yeah, I'm sort of an upbeat acoustic artist. Like, a lot of acoustic artists who play slow music, their music's really good. But when you go into a venue, sometimes people get lost in the music. So I like to play upbeat songs that get people dancing with just an acoustic guitar.
And what would be your dream, Tom?
I've always said this. My dream is to sell out Wembley Arena. I don't know. I don't care if it's the only thing I ever do or if I retire after that. But that's the goal that I want to. I want to sell out Wembley.
And what would you say to other inspiring musicians that are going through the same thing as what you're doing?
Just write music and play anywhere that'll have you. Any gig you can get. Gigs. A lot of people are fussy about gigs and I'm not playing there. There's only 30 people there. But you can't be fussy. You've just got to play anywhere you can and just write songs, because I started off just playing covers all the time, and labels aren't interested in it, because it's just like singing karaoke in a bar. They want something that they can market, an original song or an EP or something. So I'd say just write and perform as much as you can.
So again, it's presumably because you never know who might be there, I suppose, in the audience. Is that right?
Well, yeah, that's true. I've had friends that have they've played in bands. One of my friends, Mark, his band were due to go on stage, and there was 3 people in the audience, and all of his band were like, we're not playing, we're used to playing for hundreds of people. And he said, no, let's just give it a go, it's practice. 2 of those people were working for a massive record label, and they got a £300,000 record deal out of that small gig. So you can't be snobbish about it.
That's an incredible story, isn't it?
Yeah.
So again, you really will. You'll take on any gig, presumably for your love of music.
Yeah, well, I just love performing. So even if it's 5 people, if those 5 people are clapping, that's 5 fans to add to your thing, or market with, or sell a CD to, or it's just, you can't be a snob about it, really. You've just got to play.
And when you're writing, Tom, where do you write?
Like I said earlier, I've written a song on the bus. A lot of it's in my bedroom, because after a day at school or a gig or something, you could experience something, and it could just be a line someone says, and it just sparks ideas in your head. And I remember like days when I'd go to school and I just couldn't wait to get home and just write that song, because you just got it all in your head, you got it planned out.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So it really, it's a whole part of your life, really. By the sounds of it, it really is a whole part of your life.
Yeah, like, all my friends and things, they're wanting to go off and be accountants and dentists, and my mum's sort of like, my son doesn't want a normal job, he wants to be a musician, so yeah.
But they're supportive, as you said. So,
yeah, incredibly. I couldn't wish for more supportive parents.
So how do you see your future, Tom? How do you see it?
It could go either way. I could be in 10 years' time selling out arenas all over the world, or either way, I'll still be performing, even if I'm still performing in pubs, bars, smaller music venues. It'll always be what I do, even if I do have to get a normal job while I'm doing it.
So before you perform your single, tell us a little bit about it. How did this one come about?
I was writing this one about just one of my friends. He was felt like he was just losing a loved one, in the terms of drifting away a bit, and sort of just trying to get back in touch with someone, if you know what I mean, like try and keep them close to you.
So your song isn't exclusive.
Yeah, this is the first time it's ever been performed on air or on radio or TV.
And are you very excited by it?
Yeah, I'm excited to get this one out. It's one of my favourite songs that I've written. So yeah, I'm great. Like, I can't wait to see the response it gets.
Excellent. That's great. And where can people hear it?
Well, at the moment the EP won't be released until next month. So this is sort of promotion, trying to get a bit of impatience around it, so people can know when it's going to come out and know what sort of songs to expect on it.
Yes, absolutely. Excellent. Well, that's great. Well, I wish you all the best with it. It sounds great,
Thank
Tom.
you.
Thank you. So Tom is now going to give us an exclusive debut performance of his new song, Tell Me.
See you while you're trying to find all of the pieces lost in your mind, and and I'm trying to catch you from behind. I see you floating close to the sun. You shoot me away like a bullet from a gun, and I don't even know what you've begun. When the night fades, I'll be all you've got. Under light shades, I'll be everything you need. So tell me, do you feel it in your bones? Tell me, do you need me when you're on your own? Tell me, is this everything you need? Tell me, do you feel it? Is it real? Is your heart made out of steel? Tell me, is this everything you need? I see you while you're floating away, holding all the things you love to your waist, and I can't even find the words to say. See you while you fade into dust, trying to find all the things that you lost, but all of these things come at a cost. But when the night fades, I'll be all you've got. Under light shades, I'll be everything you need. So tell me, do you feel it in your bones? Tell me, do you need me when you're on your own? Tell me, is this everything you need? Tell me, do you feel it? Is it real? Is your heart made out of steel? Tell me, is this everything you need?